Valley Sports Radio is on the air from Jerry Walters Court at Central High School in Woodstock. It is the high school basketball game of the week, as tonight the Central Falcons girls host the Mountain View Generals. Tonight's coverage of high school basketball here on Valley Sports Radio is brought to you by Frog's Garage, Wholesome Butcher and Deli, Kern Motor Company, First Bank, Cook's Country Store, Criswell of Woodstock, and Mount Jackson Farm Service. Good evening, everyone. I'm Kyle Gutschall. Glad to be with you here tonight as we get ready for one of our two games tonight on the Valley Sports Radio airwaves. The 0-13 Mountain View Generals and the 10-2 Central Falcons. All right, here we go. It'll be Ava Pittington. She is the leading scorer for this Generals team. She'll be tipping up against Peyton DiNardo. And Pittington, we'll talk about it throughout the broadcast tonight. She's a player who has primarily been a forward through her career with the Generals, but this year she's having to do more ball handling. So we'll see how that plays into tonight. As Central wins the opening tip and we're underway, it's Amori Williams. She gives it off to Vanessa Gordon. Gordon back up to Williams. Amori going to reset the offense. She's going to look for a screen. She gets it to Gordon. Gordon going to drive baseline. Her floater is no good. Tipped around, out of bounds, and off of Pittington. For the Generals, Jeff Berner, he has said recently, they just can't get out of their own way. They're having trouble getting into their offensive sets. They can't get shots up. And speaking of that, here's a turnover in the backcourt. Falcons have it. Into the corner, it's Kinley Hoover. Contested three, it's no good. Rebounded by Central's Vanessa Gordon. She'll take a three, and it is good. Vanessa Gordon knocks down the tray. And scoring is underway for Central with 7:15 to go in the first. The Generals struggle mightily with turnovers. They're going to turn the ball over a ton. And again, right on cue, turnover number 2. I believe they turned the ball over 25 times or so against Strasburg a couple of nights ago. It's not a good formula to have, and when you're unable to get into your offensive sets and get shots up, well, life's going to be tough, especially against a team like Strasburg that, well, they did everything they wanted to do against the Generals and maybe even more. Falcons basketball after the Generals turnover. Amori Williams goes under the hoop. Reverse layup is no good, but she's fouled, and she will go to the free throw line with 7:01 to go in the first. Foul was on Lacey Stroop, her first. Team first for Mountain View. Amori Williams at the line. Other game that I covered earlier this year with Central and Riverheads. Amori Williams had herself a heck of a night. She's been a little up and down since then. Turnovers have been a bit of an issue, some ineffective shooting. And she starts 0 of 1 from the line. Second free throw is good. So Amori Williams goes 1 of 2 from the line. And it's 4-0 And turnover number 3 on possession number 3 for the Generals as they throw it out of bounds. And the Falcons have the basketball. It'll be Williams at the point. Painters doesn't touch the ball yet. She's going to drive all the way to the hoop on Stroop. She loses the handle and it's turned over. Generals basketball. Down the court with it is Mackenzie Stanley. She's in trouble getting pressured by Amori Williams, and they're going to call a foul on Williams, and that'll be her first, team first. 6:34 to go in the first. Generals looking to inbound. Already 3 turnovers. This is their 4th possession, trying to avoid another. It's Stanley, and Stanley goes to pass it into the corner, and it's off the body of Central's Vanessa Gordon out of bounds, and it will remain with the Generals. This Generals team has struggled over the last few years, and when you lose players like Kyleen Franklin and Maya Council, it's not going to help matters. Passing it down under the basket, and again tipped out of bounds. Generals will once again inbound, this time under the hoop. Getting it in, Pittington, layup good. Ava Pittington finishes the layup. And the Generals are on the board. I do want to note in that Strasburg game that they lost by a final of 71-18. It was a 2-2 game at one point. But after that, it got away very quickly. Here's Vanessa Gordon thinking three again. This time it's no good. Tipped around. Painter had it for a second, but her own teammate Hoover knocked it out of her hands. Central gets the rebound, though, and it's Williams up top. She goes to Gordon. Gordon thinking another three. She's going to pick up her dribble and go to Painter. Painter looking. She's going to dribble all the way to the hoop. Shot is no good, but she's fouled. And McKenna Painter will go to the line for 2 free throws. Second team foul on the Mountain View Generals. It is on Ava Pittington, her first. McKenna Painter, free throw. Number 1 is a brick. No good. Second free throw coming up. Central up and down this year with free throws. And Painter hits the second. So Central already missing 2 from the line the first couple minutes of this one. And on the inbound, turnover by the Generals, a travel. Falcon basketball, they lead it 5-2, 5:48 to go. First quarter of play from Woodstock. Thanks for joining us here on our coverage of high school basketball on Valley Sports Radio. It's McKenna Painter going under. Can't finish the layup. A little bit of contact, but no call. And the Generals clear out, and they're going to push. And tipping it away is Amori Williams. She has it for the Falcons. She gets smacked as she goes to the hoop. No foul call, and the Generals again have the rebound. And ball is loose in the backcourt, out of bounds. The Generals will hold on to it. Central not off to a good start here shooting the basketball. But they're going to get their steals tonight. In the backcourt, it's Mackenzie Stanley. She goes across court and passes it right to Central. As Vanessa Gordon comes away with it, she will back it out to the volleyball line and try to set up the offense. They've got Painter at the free throw line. Painter will pop open now. She goes to the hoop. And the shot is no good. A lot of contact once again. And can't get it to fall. So Painter has missed a couple free field goals so far in this one. 5 minutes to go in the first. Generals down 5-2. Ball is tipped away. Rolling down the court. It's going to be picked up by Vanessa Gordon. Her layup is good, and count it. Foul by Mountain View on the shot as Gordon finishes the layup. And she will go to the line for 1 to try to convert the and 1 opportunity. Third team foul on Mountain View. It's on Mackenzie Stanley, her first. Got a substitution. Tanya Davis will check in for Lacey Stroop. And Mackenzie Stanley also to the bench. Free throw good by Gordon. 6 points for Vanessa Gordon. And it's up to an 8-2 margin. Tanya Davis into the game as she gets it away to Pittington. Pittington's in trouble. Ball's tipped around. Painter gets the steal. Williams comes away with it. Amori Williams dribbling towards the hoop. She goes up. She's rejected. Peyton DiNardo with the board for the Falcons. She's fouled going up. And she will go to the line for 2. 2 shots coming up for Peyton DiNardo. Fourth team foul on the Generals. So DiNardo to the line for 2. DiNardo, a 5'10 senior forward. I would say she's taken a step forward this year. First free throw is no good. And after the miss, we've got a timeout, a 30-second timeout, as the Generals want to talk things over a bit. So 4:32 to go in the first quarter. So far it's all Central, 8-2, although they really have not looked that great to this point. For the Generals, well, it's been a common theme for their entire season, and that's turnovers. Got them at, I believe, 5 turnovers so far in the first few minutes of this game. Only scoring is from Ava Pittington, who comes in leading the team in scoring with 9.8 points per game. And for the Central Falcons, Vanessa Gordon with 6 early points. McKenna Painter and Amori Williams each with 1. So out of the timeout, DiNardo will go back to the line. It'll be your second free throw of 2. And we'll see if Central can clean up their struggles on the offensive side. At least percentage-wise, slow start for them. Free throw by Painter is no good. Same result. It clanked off the right side of the rim and rattles off. So 0 of 2 from the line there for DiNardo. Generals basketball, it's Tanya Davis. Davis being covered up top by Kinley Hoover, a double team, and we've got a travel. As Gordon and Hoover came in for the double, Tanya Davis traveled. Central Falcon basketball, 4:20 to go in the first. Mountain View in a zone defense. Here's Kinley Hoover trying to look for a three. She's going to take it, and she's going to knock it down. Pretty looking shot there from Kinley Hoover. Her first three of the night. She set the Central Falcons girls game record, or franchise school record for threes in a game earlier this year. I believe it was 7. As the Generals turn it over, Painter with the steal. Hoover to Gordon, back to Hoover. She gets tripped up, and here's Amori Williams. So McKenna Painter with the steal, and now she has the basketball at the free throw line. She spins, she goes up. Basket's no good. Tried to bank it in, couldn't get it to go. Going the other way, it's Davis, and Davis tried to get it to Mason Stanley, but it was tipped away. It goes out of bounds. And the Generals have it trailing 11-2. Second three of the night for Central via that three from Kinley Hoover. First was Vanessa Gordon. They get it into Piddington. Piddington now to Tanya Davis. Davis is in trouble, trying to find something to do with it. Looked like she traveled. Now she's just going to throw it up off the backboard, and she gets it to fall. So Davis gets the shot to go on what looked like a miracle heave, but it went in off the glass. 11-4. It's Gordon in the corner, thinking three. She's going to pick up her dribble and get it out to Williams. Back to Kinley Hoover. Hoover's going to look for some room. Now it's Williams. Williams is going to step in for a long two. It's short, no good. Rebounded by Kinley Hoover. Falcons hold possession. Now it's Painter. She's got the ball stripped out of her hands. It goes off of her, evidently, and out of bounds. Kinley Hoover says it went off her leg. Generals ball, 2:42 to go in the first, and it's stolen. Hoover jumps in front of the pass on the inbound. Now it's Amori Williams. She goes to the basket. She's fouled, and she'll get 2 free throws, as that is foul number 5 of the quarter for the Generals. First foul on Catherine Cronin. Here's Amori Williams to the line. Williams with 1 point so far in the game. That was from a free throw earlier. She knocks down the first, and she is up to 2 points tonight. Second free throw from Williams is strong. Painter bats the ball down. Pennington is in trouble. She gets rid of the ball off of Amori Williams' foot, and that will allow Mountain View to hold possession. 2:32 to go in the first. Substitution for the Falcons. It will be Veronica Gordon checking in for Kinley Hoover. Veronica Gordon, a 5'4" freshman guard. Generals get the ball in. Central with a full court press. Ball's tipped around off the hands of Catherine Cronin, but they keep the possession alive, getting it down to Davis. Davis going to drive baseline on DiNardo. Ball is tipped away by Williams. And Mountain View will hold the ball with 2:20 to go here in the first. Inbounding is Cronin for the Generals. Looking, finally getting it in. As they get it into Mason Stanley. Ball's knocked loose on the ground. And didn't look like the ball was ever touched, but they say the Generals hold possession. Almost another steal. Central at this point anticipating the passes. Shot is no good by the Generals. They get their own rebound, and we've got a travel as Davis took too many steps. 2:04 to go here in the first. Falcons basketball. Central, if you ask their head coach, Ashley Fletcher, probably not the start that they were looking for. Have not looked that great, but they're still winning. Here's a three-shot, no good by Veronica Gordon, and rebounded by the Generals, and turned over by the Generals. A couple of subs for Mountain View. Lacey Stroop is into the game, and Skylar Trail, junior forward. Short bench for Mountain View and even shorter bench for Central. Falcons trying to find some time of rhythm on the offensive side. Here's a wide open three for Gordon. Vanessa Gordon, it's no good, and Davis got the rebound, and she has it taken away from her. Here's a football-style pass by Amari Williams to Painter. Painter's spin move up and good as she floats the shot in. Good touch there by Painter, her first field goal of the night. And it's 14-4. Breaking the press down the far sideline is Davis for the Generals. She throws it up to Trail. Trail doesn't know what to do with it. Nearly a travel. Davis takes the shot. It's too strong off the back iron. No good. Rebounded by Central. 1 minute to go in the first. Here come the Falcons. Williams looking for somebody. Going to dribble right. Looking for a screen. Does not get it. Here's Gordon again. She's wide open again. And she hits it again. Vanessa Gordon with her second three-pointer of the night. She's got 9. Central's lead 17-4. 38 seconds to go here in the first. Ball's knocked loose. Another steal. It's Painter with it. She will pass it to Gordon. And Veronica Gordon finishes the layup. It's 19-4. Again, the Generals in trouble. Almost turning it over in the backcourt. Davis goes all the way to the hoop. She traveled. They didn't call it. Trail with the rebound. Tipped away by Painter. And here we go again. Central the other way. Williams, layup is no good. Ball's loose. We've got a jump ball. And it will be Mountain View's with 7.6 seconds to go here in the first. So Central in a little bit of a run here as we get towards the end of the first quarter. 7.6 seconds. Central going to back off their press and give Mountain View a chance to get across half court. Here's Trail. And Painter steals it. She's going to shoot it from half court, and it's no good. Nearly a half court prayer answered at the buzzer. Can't get it to fall. After one quarter, it's all Central, 19-4 over Mountain View. We will break and come back after this. You're listening to the high school basketball game of the week on Valley Sports Radio. Welcome back to Central High School in Woodstock. Kyle Gutschall with you as the Central girls lead the Mountain View girls 19-4 as we start the second quarter. New player on the court for the Falcons, and it is Asia Hoover, 5'9" senior forward. She will take over for Central after they turn it over on the opening possession of the quarter. McKenna Painter gets a steal and goes up for a layup. She can't get it to go. The putback is no good, and then Asia Hoover's putback is good. So Painter missed the layup. Then the putback by Veronica Gordon was no good, but Asia Hoover came in and got the putback to go. Here's a steal again. Going across to the other side is Veronica Gordon. She didn't want to shoot a left-handed layup, so she tried to move over to the right side, and it didn't work out. But Central got the rebound. Here's Painter thinking jumper and gets it to go. Assisted by Asia Hoover. McKenna Painter with not a free throw jumper. She's got 5, and it's 23-4. A steal by the Falcons. Painter holding her finger. Don't know if it was a stinger or what happened, but she is in a little bit of pain as Veronica Gordon nearly banks in a 3 from the corner, but it spins out. And here come the Generals. It's Pittington. Pittington turns it over. Painter, 3-on-2. Central has numbers. She goes all the way to the hoop. She throws it up there. It's no good, but she will go to the line for 2 as she continues to hold her finger. Hopefully nothing too serious. Hopefully maybe she staved it at the worst. That was on Lacey Stroop, her second personal. We've got a full timeout called by Jeff Berner and the Generals. 6:32 to go in the second. We're back after this on Valley Sports Radio. 6:32 to go here in the second quarter of play. McKenna Painter goes to the line for two. During that timeout by Jeff Berner, she was over with the Central trainer getting her fingers looked at. Don't know the severity. Don't know if it'll affect her shot. We'll see. First free throw is no good. So Central now 4 of 9 from the charity stripe. And I think she's going to be pulled out of the game here in just a second for DiNardo. Second free throw is good. 5 of 10 tonight is Central from the free throw line. Painter has 6 points, and she's going to take a seat, something she typically does not do. Peyton DiNardo into the game. And also Morgan Marston. This game's an opportunity for Central to get some other players in the game that may not typically play as much. And the Generals almost have it taken away again. 6:21 to go in the second. It's all Central, 24-4. On the inbound, it is Pittington. Shot goes in and out, no good. She wanted a foul. Also didn't really expect the shot to spin out, but it did. And the Falcons have the basketball. 6:05 to go in the second. A little bit of confusion on the offensive side. They get it to Marston. Central's coach is not happy with the way they're operating right now. It's Marston. Marston going to shoot a three. It is no good. Looked like a good shot, but a little bit too strong. On the rebound, shot is no good by Veronica Gordon. Tipped around and saved by the Generals. Mason Stanley has the ball. Tipped out of bounds. It will stay with Mountain View. Pretty much every opportunity that Mountain View has to actually get the ball in and move down the court, it immediately gets tipped around or stolen by Central. The Falcons are all over the Generals tonight. It's Mackenzie Stanley at the point. Gets it to the corner. It's Pittington. Pittington looking for a teammate. Covered by DiNardo. She's going to drive to the hoop. She's going to throw it up off the glass and banks it in. And Ava Pittington has 4 points for the Generals. 24-6 the score. Davis about to check back in for Mountain View. And we've got a travel on Veronica Gordon. The Central team, they've got some young pieces. They've got some older pieces. You look at DiNardo and Painter and Asia Hoover, some seniors. But they've got a good core group. I mean, Veronica Gordon's out here playing minutes. She's a freshman. You've got Amori Williams. You've got Kinley Hoover, Vanessa Gordon, Morgan Marston. Turnover by the Generals as they tried to get it down to the corner. 5:05 to go here in the second. It's Morgan Marston running the point. Marston is a 5'1" sophomore. Marston back up with it, looking for something here. The second team offense pretty much in the game besides Gordon and DiNardo. Back to Marston. She's going to shoot another three. It is too strong again. No good. And fighting for the basketball are the Falcons and Generals on the rebound. Tying up is DiNardo and Davis. Tanaja Davis holds on to it, and the Generals hold on to possession. Mackenzie Woods back into the game for Mountain View. Scoring so far for the Generals, 4 from Pittington and 2 from Davis. 4:35 to go here in the second. It's Pittington driving in. She puts it up, and don't know if that was partially blocked or just a missed shot, but it's rebounded by Central. It's Gordon with it. Veronica gets it to her sister, Vanessa. Not a lot of movement out here for Central's offense right now. General still in their zone defense. Back to the corner. It's Vanessa. Vanessa going to think three again. And she hits another three. Vanessa Gordon with her third three-point shot to fall tonight. And it's 27-6 as the Generals almost have it taken away. Driving and got a foul on Asia Hoover as she was trying to defend the ball. Mountain View ball. Getting it in, layup, no good, but a foul. And Asia Hoover right there, she's got to do a little bit better sealing off as Pittington just drove right towards the hoop and had a great opportunity. Wide open, clean exchange to get the basketball. Can't make it that easy. Second foul on Hoover. Pittington's free throw is good. She's got 5. Again, Mountain View a couple of nights ago against Strasburg, they put up 18 points. They lost 71-18. Second one's no good. They've got 7 points so far tonight. We still have 3:40 to go in the second, so they're on pace to, it looks like, score more and allow less, because I don't think Central's going to make it to 71, the mark that Strasburg hit against the Generals. Hoover to Marston. Marston thinking 3, but she tucked it away. Back to Gordon. They got to keep an eye on her. Here's Marston again, and again the same spot, hitting the back iron, and a foul on the rebound. She's had 3 really close looks where she's just hasn't gotten them to fall. That foul was on Peyton DiNardo for the Falcons, her first, team's third. Central with 3 team fouls, Mountain View with 1. 3:15 to go in the second. It's Mackenzie Stanley. Central still in a man-to-man defense, and they get a steal as DiNardo picks up the ball and passes it to Vanessa Gordon. Gordon dribbling up. She's going to pump fake the 3, pass it to DiNardo. DiNardo, a tough shot. No good, but she gets her own board. She's going to go up again, and she's blocked by Pittington. Good defense there by Ava Pittington. Here comes Woods the other way. Layup's too strong, no good. Excuse me, that was Davis, not Woods. And rebounded by the Falcons. Had a good look, couldn't get it to go. Here's Gordon thinking 3 again. Short, no good. Marston with the rebound. Here's the other Gordon, and it's blocked off the hands of Peyton DiNardo. She gets pushed down a little bit, and she's slow to get back. Nearly traveling as Mackenzie Stanley in the backcourt. Here's Lacey Stroop in the corner. Deep 3, no good by Davis. Rebounded by the Falcons. 27-7 the score. Central on top. 2:10 to go in the second. Marston to Gordon. Gordon driving to the corner. Here's Vanessa Gordon, another 3. It's all net. Vanessa Gordon might be trying to break that Central High School record of 3s in a game for the girls team as she hits another. Generals ball. Shot attempt, no good, but a foul. And Central about to get their majority of their number 1 unit back into the game here with 1:40 to go in the half. Mackenzie Stanley to the line for 2. I've got Vanessa Gordon at 4 3-pointers knocked down tonight. Free throw's no good. All right, checking in for Central, McKenna Painter, Kenley Hoover, Amori Williams, and Natalie Lewis, new to the Central program this year. Gordon still in the game as well. Vanessa, that is. Free throw, no good again. And it's Central's ball. All right, well, let's see what they can do here. The last 1:35 to go in the half with practically the entire number 1 unit on the court. Going to Gordon again. She's thinking 3, but she's going to dribble. She's going to pick up her dribble and go to Painter. Painter looking cross court. Here's Kenley Hoover, and her for 3 is no good. Tipped around off the hands of Mountain View, and it will stay with Central. Got some good 3-point shooters on this team, especially Vanessa Gordon and Kenley Hoover. Amori Williams on the inbound. They go to Kenley Hoover. Drawn up play. Wide open 3. In and out. No good. But she gets her own rebound. She goes to Amori Williams. Williams now going to dribble. Goes all the way to the hoop. Her shot is no good off the front of the rim. And a foul on the rebound. And it's on Central. And that's going to send the Generals to the line for 2 with 1:03 to go in the second. Got a score update from Page County. The Strasburg boys lead the Page County Panthers 27-17. First free throw here for Pittington, short, no good off the front of the rim. Ava leading the team in scoring with 5 of their 7. Meanwhile, for Central, Vanessa Gordon has 15 of the 30 for the Falcons here with 1:03 to go in the first half. Second free throw from Pittington, also no good. Painter gets the rebound for the Falcons. Painter was 6, Gordon 15. Leading scorers. Here's Kinley Hoover thinking 3. She's going to dribble, get it to Natalie Lewis. Kinley Hoover, deep 3, no good. Tipped around and rebounded by the General. Central does not want to foul and put Mountain View back at the line for 2. All the way is Stanley. Stanley gets it to Stroop. Stroop passes it to Mackenzie Woods. Woods now to Pittington in the post. Pittington turns and fires the basketball in on a line drive shot. And it's 30-9. 18 seconds to go here in the first half. Kinley Hoover, corner, drives. It's a Williams. Back. And a floater, no good. Rebounded by Painter for the Falcons. She is fouled as she goes up. Can't get the shot to go. She'll take 2 free throws with 6.5 seconds to go in the second quarter. Vanessa Gordon thought better of the 3 try and instead wanted to go for the floater, but unable to get it to fall. 2 free throws for Painter, and it's no good. Continues to struggle from the line tonight, as does the Central Falcons team in general. 5 for 11. Second free throw by McKenna Painter, also no good. And a foul on the rebound. And they're going to get that on Williams. So Painter misses 2. And on the rebound, Amori Williams is called for the foul. So now Mountain View gets to turn around and shoot 2. Well, a free throw here would officially put them more than halfway past the mark that they had in the game against Strasburg a couple nights ago. First free throw is, I believe, an air ball. Very, very high arcing free throw attempt there from Mackenzie Woods. Don't know what happened there. A bit of a misfire. Second free throw is also an air ball. So she airballs 2 free throws consecutively. Evidently a lane violation on Central. It looked like it was on the Generals, but they're lining up to give her another opportunity. They are going to give her another shot. All right, so this one counts. The first one was an air ball. Second one was an air ball, but it didn't count. Third one hit the rim. It's no good, and Painter comes away with it. 2 seconds to go. She goes up at the buzzer. It is no good, and that will do it after 1 half of play. Central 30, Mountain View 9. I guess one way to look at it is it could be a lot worse because Central has not played very well tonight. The Generals have done some good things so far tonight, some things to work on, some things to work off of, I should say, as the first half is in the books from Woodstock. Central 30, Mountain View 9 in girls high school action. We're at halftime. We'll break and come back after this for a recap of the first half. You're listening to the Game of the Week here on Valley Sports Radio. Welcome back to Woodstock. We get ready for the third quarter of play as the Central Falcons lead the Mountain View Generals 30-9 here on our Game of the Week. Central basketball out of the halftime break, and they move the ball around the arc. In the corner, it's Peyton DiNardo. DiNardo up top to Kinley Hoover. Hoover going to take a deep contested 3. It's no good. Put back attempt by Peyton DiNardo is also no good, but she is fouled, and she will go to the line for 2. That is the second foul on Ava Pittington. First free throw by DiNardo is good. She gets it to roll around the rim and fall, and for DiNardo, her first points of the game. She was previously 0 for 2 from the line. Central is now 6 of 13. Second one is good. Central up to 50% from the line. Generals basketball, it's Pittington. Now it's Mackenzie Woods. Woods looking, nearly picked up her pivot foot, but she held it. And trying to go baseline back to Pittington, but it's tipped away and out of bounds. So Generals will inbound under the basket. It's Lacey Stroop. Stroop gets it into Pittington. Pittington pump fake. Now it's Stanley. Back to the corner. Stroop. Wide open three. That's no good. And rebounded by the Falcons. Again, Central playing well enough to lead this game, but it could be better. Going to Painter. And Painter goes up with the layup. Nearly a foul. A lot of contact under there. She also may have moved her feet a little bit too much, but no call either way. And Central up 34-9. Here's a layup attempt, airballed baseline, and we've got a jump ball on the rebound, and the Generals will get the ball back. And shot is good as the Generals get it in. And it was Ava Pittington. She's got 9. The other way. Great response by the Falcons. Amori Williams gets all the way to the basket and finishes. And the Generals turn it over as they tried to get going the other way. 36-11, Central on top. 6:10 to go here in the third. It's Painter turning. She's going to take the jumper from the free throw line, and she gets it to go. McKenna Painter showing that she's not just an interior player. She can shoot it as well, and she can defend as she takes it away, gets the steal. Here's Gordon for her 5th three. It's no good. And down low, saved by Williams. Back to Gordon. Here's Painter, and she airballs the jumper. So after Painter airballed, the Generals have it. 38-11 the score. Here come the Generals. It's Stanley. Up top, Pittington. Into the corner, Woods. Mackenzie Woods nearly turns it over. Now the ball is knocked loose down low as Kinley Hoover almost jumped in front to steal it. But it goes out of bounds with 5:33 to go in the third. Stroop looking. Off the foot of Williams and picked up by the Falcons. Here they come. Here's Painter. Goes to the hoop on Stroop, and the layup is good. McKenna Painter starting to get her points. She's got 12. Went one-on-one against Lacey Stroop, and did what she wanted. Stroop, some high dribbling down the court, loses it, runs into DiNardo, and the ball goes out of bounds. And it will go back to Central. 40-11, 5:08 to go here in the third quarter from Woodstock. It's been all Falcons from the get-go. Williams, here's DiNardo with a short baseline jumper. That's no good. Body goes flying, and Williams. And then she stands up and nearly picks the pocket of Stroop. General's trying to find something. It's Mackenzie Stanley. And they finally get it across, and then it goes through the arms of Mackenzie Woods out of bounds, and another turnover for Mountain View. Couple of subs for Mountain View. Mason Stanley back into the game, along with Tanijah Davis, the junior guard. 4:40 left here in the third quarter. Williams drives, kicks it. Here's a three. Try no good by Gordon. Put back try is no good. Here's Painter going up strong. She can't get it to go. Now Kinley Hoover with the layup and the foul. So it only took Central 3 or 4 tries, but they finally got one to go as Hoover got the shot to fall and the foul. Kinley Hoover with 5 points tonight. The foul was on the Generals' Mason Stanley, her team second in the third. And Hoover converts on the and one opportunity. Central continues to press, 43-11. And Painter able to, looks like, steal it from Mountain View, and it's tipped away and out of bounds. So the Generals do turn it over again. And we've got a stoppage. One of the Generals, like her hair tie broke. Mackenzie Stanley. Big tie score from the Page County boys game. Strasburg only leading 44-42 now with under a minute to go in the fourth, as Vanessa Gordon can't get the three to go, and it's rebounded by the Generals. And a travel is called on Catherine Cronin. .405 to go in the fourth quarter here. 4:05 to go in the third quarter. Here's Kinley Hoover with a wide open three. Try, no good. Painter with the rebound. She goes up strong, too strong, no good. Kinley Hoover now with the putback, and she can't get it to go. And the Generals have the rebound. It's Pittington, and then Painter picks the pocket. Layup's good by McKenna Painter. And it's 45-11 Central. Getting it in is Davis. Davis to Stanley, and a foul is called with 3:29 to go in the third. It's going to be on Amori Williams. That is her third. So back into the game for Mountain View is Lacey Stroop, senior forward. .45-11. Generals driving to the hoop, turned over. DiNardo picks it up and goes to Williams. Williams and Painter have numbers. They go to Painter, layup no good. She gets her own board, and she goes up with it as she falls to the ground, and she will take two free throws. McKenna Painter will go to the line for, they're going to call it on the floor. Okay. So they're not calling it a shooting foul. They're calling it a foul on the floor. Get it into Hoover. Here's a wide open three for Gordon. No good. Tipped around, and Painter hurt her finger. She is in pain. 5-on-4 as she's slow to get down the court. Here's a three from Pittington, in and out, no good. And rebounded by the Falcons. Painter still holding her finger. Might be the same one from earlier. Kinley Hoover thinking three. Goes to Williams. Corner DiNardo. Here's Kinley Hoover, another three. No good. Painter gets the rebound. She dribbles. She goes up, and it's no good. Kinley Hoover with the putback. She's fouled, and she'll get two. And that is foul number 4 on Mountain View's Lacey Stroop. 4 team fouls for Mountain View. And Kinley Hoover to the line for two. Free throw from Kinley Hoover is good. Kinley up to 7 points tonight. Mackenzie Woods back into the game for Stroop. Second one from Hoover's all net. She's got 8, and it's 47-11. Central is not going to press, and that's really a blessing for the Generals. They've had no answer for the press tonight. They go down low with it, and it's taken away again. DiNardo with the steal. Central having fun out there, smiles on their faces. They're enjoying what they're doing. DiNardo going to shoot a three, and that's an air ball. And rebounded by the Generals, and they're going to go all the way. Here's Tanijah Davis, and she's fouled. Gordon thought it was a clean block, but they're going to call the foul on the shot. 2 free throws coming up for Mountain View. It's the first on Vanessa Gordon. So Tanijah Davis has 2 of the 11 tonight for the Generals. Free throw is no good. Strasburg boys, their lead is down to 1, 46-45 with 5 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Second free throw, good. Tanijah Davis has 3, and it's 47-12, 2 minutes to go in the third. Central up big. Kinley Hoover. General still in that zone, and that gives Central a lot of wide open 3 tries, but here's Painter going all the way to the hoop. She is fouled, and she'll get 2 more free throws. And that is foul number 5 on Lacey Stroop. So she will foul out of the game with 1:50 to go in the third quarter. Mason Stanley in the game. So Stroop is fouled out. Here's Painter. First free throw is good. Painter up to 15 points tonight, tied for the team lead with Vanessa Gordon. Second one is also good. Painter with 16. The Generals with 12. 1:40 to go in the third. And another steal. Painter has the basketball. She's going to go all the way to the hoop, and her layup is good. Running a clinic out there right now is Painter and the Falcons, 51-12. 1:25 left in the third, and another turnover. Central going to set up the offense. And Amori Williams looks, she has yet to hit a 3 this year, so she would love to hit one tonight. Hasn't taken too many, and we've got a timeout. And in Central, we'll call a full timeout. It's all Central tonight in girls action, 51-12. We're back after this on Valley Sports Radio. 1:05 to go in the third quarter from Central High School in Woodstock. The Falcons girls lead Mountain View, 51-12. As the Falcons have the basketball. Asia Hoover back into the game for the Falcons. And they get it to DiNardo. Also into the game is Veronica Gordon. DiNardo, Gordon. Veronica will drive. She will go up. No good, but Painter gets the rebound. Her shot's no good. Put back by DiNardo is not good, but there's a foul. So Central gets 2 more free throws. 41.9 to go here in the third quarter. That's the third personal foul on Mason Stanley now. Free throw by DiNardo falls. Payne DiNardo 3 points tonight. Second one is good. Central has now shot 20 free throws tonight. They're 13 of 20 from the line. And it's 53-12, and a steal by Asia Hoover just off the bench. Hoover all the way to the layup is good. All the way to the hoop. She shot it over the basket. I should say over the rim. It went off the backboard and fell. And the Falcons lead it 55-12. She nearly gets a steal. And there it is. She does get a steal. 10 seconds to go in the third. Falcons basketball. Down to 7 seconds. It's Veronica Gordon. Gordon looking, 4 seconds to go. Here's Vanessa. She'll take a three at the buzzer. It is no good. And that'll do it after 3 quarters of play. It's all Central as they continue to dominate the Mountain View Generals. After 3 from Woodstock, Central 55, Mountain View 12. We break and return after this for the 4th quarter here on Valley Sports Radio. And as we come back to Woodstock for the 4th quarter, Amori Williams for the Falcons has fallen through the bench. 2 seats have gone flying onto the floor, one of Morgan Marston and one of Amori Williams. So Jeff Berner, the head coach of the Generals, now saying that he almost fell through the chair earlier tonight. So the leather chairs may be a hazard after tonight. Falcons basketball inbounding, starting the 4th quarter, leading at 55-12. Shot is no good, and McKenna Painter goes flying to the ground. A loud thump on the hardwood here in Woodstock. And is the foul on Central? Oh. They're going to call the foul on Mountain View, and Jeff Berner can't believe it. And we've got a running clock here in the 4th quarter. So that foul was on Mountain View. They get it into Central. It's DiNardo. Peyton DiNardo misses the layup. And the Generals have it. 7:10 to go here in the 4th quarter. It's Stanley. Stanley's shot is no good off the glass, rebounded by Peyton DiNardo. Here comes Vanessa Gordon for the Central Falcons. Gets it to Veronica Gordon. Veronica going to take the three, and she banks it in with a confused look on her face. But it counts just the same. She's got 5, and it's 57-12. In the corner, it's a steal by Painter. She steps in front of the pass. She'll go to the hoop, loses the handle of the basketball, but she picks up her dribble, goes up from the left side and gets it to go. She's got 20, and it's 59-12. Generals ball, it's Mackenzie Woods. Woods scoreless tonight. Up in her face is Vanessa Gordon. Now down low, it's Pittington. Pittington's shot is off the side of the rim, no good, and rebounded by Painter and the Falcons. 6:15 to go left in the 4th. It's DiNardo. Baseline gets it to Veronica Gordon, and she gets it to go again, this time all net. Ashley Fletcher asking for the foul, saying Veronica was fouled on the three-point shot, didn't get the call, but the shot is good. She's got back-to-back threes, and it's 62-12. Generals ball. Stanley looking for help. Pittington picks it up after it was deflected. She turns, throws it off the backboard, and gets it to go. And Ava Pittington now above her season average for points. She's got 11, averaging 9.8 points per game. Pump fake, driving, gets it off to Painter. Painter can't get it to go. It's a gimme this time, and she gets another rebound, can't get it to go, and the shot is no good. And Painter went flying, landed on a member of the Generals. I think it was Pittington. And the Generals fans up here behind us are screaming down on the court. And Generals fans are very unhappy. And clock continues to bleed out here with the running clock. 4:40 to go and clock running. Jeff Berner wants a timeout. Still no timeout has been called, and there it is. So a bunch of time has run out on the clock, but we've got a stoppage, a timeout by Jeff Berner, and we'll take it as well. We're back after this from Woodstock. Well, welcome back to Woodstock. Little controversy here as we play out the end of what has been a dominant game for the Falcons and not so much for the Generals. A couple of fouls being called. couple of banged up players for the Generals. Pittington practically in tears right now on the court for the Generals. She's going to stay in the game and gut it out. Let's see. Central's personnel, Hoover, both Gordons, Veronica and Vanessa, Morgan Marston, and Natalie Lewis in the game. Here's a quick trigger three, good from Vanessa Gordon. She knocks down another three, and it's 65-14, 4:20 to go here in the fourth. Down low to Pittington. She turns. Her shot is no good and rebounded by Morgan Marston. Marston going to bring it down the court for the Central Falcons. Gets it to Gordon. Back to Marston. Here's Veronica Gordon with another three. It's an air ball. And it goes back to Mountain View. 3:55 left in the fourth. Substitution for Mountain View. Checking back into the game is Mackenzie Stanley, as Ava Pittington will take a seat with 11 points. With it is Tanija Davis, and it's stolen. Here comes Veronica Gordon. She's got an open path to the hoop, and she gets it to go. And Veronica's got 10 points tonight. It's 67-14. And a foul called on Gordon. Clock will continue to run here. 3:05 left in the fourth. First team foul of the fourth quarter for Central. And it's charged to Veronica Gordon. Catherine Cronin will inbound for Mountain View. Gets it to Stanley. Stanley to the corner. It's Davis. Davis back up to Stanley. Stanley going to drive on Marston. Her shot is way too strong, no good. Out of bounds, off the hands of Central. And the Generals will hold on to it. I've not seen a final from the Strasburg game, and I have not seen an update from the Central Mountain View boys game yet. And a foul on the inbound. Another foul charged on Central. I believe it was Natalie Lewis. Nope. Oh. They're going to get that on Asia Hoover. Tanija Davis has the foul charged to her. 2 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Marston running the point for the Falcons. Gets it to Veronica Gordon. Gordon just dribbling up outside the arc. Gets it to Marston. Marston thinking three. Gets it back to Gordon. She'll take the three again, and she will hit it again. Veronica Gordon with 13. The Gordons are hitting the threes tonight. 70-14. 1:30 to go in the fourth. And layup is no good from the baseline. Out of bounds. It goes back to Central. Asia Hoover inbounds it. So Central here in a minute 10 will up their mark to 11-2 on the season. Meanwhile, the Generals will fall a little bit farther into the hole. They'll fall to 0-14 as Central is just passing it around the arc at this point. Here's Morgan Marston. She's going to take a three, and she banks it in. Morgan Marston knocks down the three as she banks it in off the glass. It's 73-14. And here's a steal by Gordon. Vanessa Gordon, layup, good. She's got 20. And Central has surpassed the performance by the Strasburg Rams. 25 seconds to go in the fourth. Driving, layup, good by Tanija Davis. She's got 5. And with 14 seconds to go here in the fourth, it looks like Central might just hold the ball. We'll see. Gordon back to Marston. She's going to take the three. Can't get it to go. Rebounded and taking the shot. It is no good. And that is the ball game here tonight. from Woodstock. Central puts on a clinic, especially in the second half, and they go on to steamroll the Mountain View Generals tonight, 75-16. Central is up to 11-2 on the year, and Mountain View falls to 0-14. Thank you for joining us here tonight on our coverage of high school basketball. We're not done quite yet. We've got our postgame show coming up next. Stay with us. We'll get to the numbers and final remarks right after this. You've been listening to the high school basketball game of the week here on Valley Sports Radio. And welcome back to Central as we wrap things up here tonight in a game that Central led and absolutely dominated here against the Mountain View Generals. They're cross-county rivals. Central got off to a 19-4 start in the first quarter, really led by hot shooting from Vanessa Gordon and some contributions from others, Amori Williams and McKenna Painter. At halftime, it tightened back up a little bit. It was 30-9. The Generals were scoring some points, and Central really struggled in that second quarter for whatever reason to get into the rhythm and could not do much. But they started to really open it up again in the third quarter as the Falcons extended their lead up to 55-12, and they finished it off with a bow on top, a dominating win tonight, 75-16. So these last two games for Mountain View on Wednesday night, they fell to Strasburg 71-18, and they turn around here tonight on Friday night against their other county rival in Central, and they fall 75-16. So a lot of growing pains right now for the Mountain View Generals girls as they are battling with a team that, well, they're quite young and quite inexperienced, but Jeff Berner's the kind of coach that can get the best out of his team, so we'll see if they can get it turned around. But they're in the long game right now. They're looking at the long term, not the short term, as they fall tonight to now 0-14 on the season. For Central, they're now 11-2. They're up to 4-2 in the district. Numbers tonight for Central, well, there's a lot of them. First off, they shot 13 of 20 from the free throw line, so there's still something that they can work on to get better at. McKenna Painter and Vanessa Gordon each had 20 points tonight, leading the scoring for the Falcons. Veronica Gordon had 13 points off the bench. She had 2 or 3 three-pointers. Kinley Hoover had 8. Peyton DiNardo with 4. Amori Williams with 4. Asia Hoover with 4. And Morgan Marston had 3 as she banked in the 3 late in the fourth quarter. For Mountain View, their scoring was all from 2 scorers. Ava Pittington had 11, and Tanaja Davis had 5. That was the 16 points tonight for the Mountain View Generals as they fall tonight to the Central Falcons. I do have a couple of other scores. The Strasburg boys beat Page County 47-45, and the Strasburg girls beat Page County 52-41. I have not seen a score from the Central boys, but make sure you head over to valleysportsradio.com as we will have Craig Orndorff will have game recaps, he'll have stats and much more either later tonight or tomorrow regarding our local games and some college games and even some professional games as the NFL playoffs are coming up here this weekend. Looking at the upcoming schedule for us here on Valley Sports Radio, Craig Orndorff will have the call Monday night from Strasburg as the Mountain View boys will take on the Strasburg boys. That's a makeup game from a couple of nights ago when there was no school here in Shenandoah County. And following that on Monday, we'll be back on Wednesday for a good one. Boys and girls doubleheader, Central at Strasburg. We'll have both of them right here on Valley Sports Radio. Again, we want to thank you for joining us here tonight. Thank you to our sponsors, Frogs Garage, Wholesome Butcher, First Bank, Kern Motor Company, Criswell of Woodstock, Mount Jackson Farm Service, Cook's Country Store, Appalachian Freight, and Mount Jackson Farm Service. Again, tonight from Woodstock, well, it was not very pretty, but the Central Falcons with a dominant 75-16 win tonight over the Mountain View Generals. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. Have a great rest of your weekend, and Craig Orndorff will talk to you again on Monday night right here on Valley Sports Radio. For the final time tonight, this is Kyle Gutschall signing off for Valley Sports Radio.